Hello students, welcome back. This is Pravin Borade, and see here we are going to have the new concept here. I have posted all the appreciations of the poem. The first poem is A Teenager's Prayer. So title of the poem is A Teenager's Prayer. The poet is J. Morrissey. The rhyme scheme of this poem is ABCB. My favorite line is I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. The theme or central idea in this poem, a teenager prays to God to show good path of life. Teenager requests to God that open up his or her eyes so he or she can see clear picture of his world and keep him or her away from the bad things. The figure of speech, apostrophe, inversion, metaphor, and alliteration. The special features of this poem. This poem is a prayer by teenager. The poem gives positive message and tells to choose to take the road of life that leads to great success. Why I like or dislike the poem? I like this poem because this poem gives positive message and tells us to make decisions at your own. From this poem, I came to know that if we choose good road of life, then we can get the great success of our life. 1.3 Basketful of Moonlight. The title is Basketful of Moonlight. The poet is Sunil Sharma. The rhyme scheme. There are no rhyming words in this poem because it's a free verse poem. Favorite line. I want to let the dark road so that my father returns early. I too want to hear fairy tales and stories from him. The theme or central idea. The theme of this poem shows that the son wants to his father come early to the home to tell him some fairy tales. There are some snakes and scorpions on the road, so he wants to sow moonlights on the road. Figure of speech, alliteration and repetition. The special features. This poem is a free verse poem. It's a prayer by child to moon. He wants small moonlights to show on the sides of the path and brings lights among the darker path because he wants to his father returns back early. I like this poem because this poem gives positive message. There is a child who requests to moon for moonlight. He loves to hear fairy tales from his father, and for that he wants to show much moonlights on the sides of the darker path and bring light. So his father returns early and he can hear the fairy tales from him. Next, you are dying slowly. The title is You Are Dying Slowly. Poet is Pablo Neruda. The rhyme scheme. It is a free verse poem, so there is no rhyme scheme. The favorite line. When you kill your self-esteem, when you don't let others help you, you start dying slowly. Theme or central idea. The theme of the poem says we must live our life fullest. We should enrich ourselves with new knowledge, wide experiences, fresh emotions during encounters and exciting challenges. The figure of speech. The words if you do not are repeated at the beginning of successive lines in the poem. So the figure of speech is anaphora. The special features are this poem imparts the moral principle and stands out for its bold and open approach that goes well with our modern sensibility. I like this poem because it motivates us and opens our eyes for how to live life before we die. Next, the twins. The title is The Twins. Poet Henry Sambrook Lee. Rhyming scheme ABAB. The favorite line is my brother John got Christian me and I got Christian him. The central idea of this poem is how identical twins face the problems. The problems are so exaggerated that it creates humor. The figures of speech, alliteration, hyperbole, and pun. The special features are some lines of this poem contains hyperbole figure of speech that creates humorous effects. Lines from this poem make reader laugh very heartily. This is very simple poem that readers can understand easily, and the name itself implies that it's a poem about the twins. I like this poem because it makes me laugh very heartily. This problem of those twins are the exaggerated and that creates humorous effects. Poet has used its knowledge very accurately to balance the exaggeration. If the title is If, poet Rudyard Kipling. Rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme of first stanza is A, and all other stanzas A B. The favorite line: If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. Theme or central idea. The theme of this poem is the advice given from father to his son. How should we behave is truly expressed in this poem. The figure of speech is antithesis. The facial features. The poet emphasized on the line if you can because he wants to drive home his points very strongly. I like this poem because it gives a positive message to behave properly even though the world is about you. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Title: The poet is Robert Frost. The rhyme scheme is first three stanzas A, and the last stanza is A. The favorite line: My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. The theme of this poem is very interesting. It shows the beauty of nature. It let us imagine that how soft feather like snowflakes falling on the oats. The figure of speech we can see in this poem is inversion. The special features are the special features of this poem is beauty of the nature. From start to end we think and imagine the beauty. I like this poem because it shows the beauty of the nature. It let us imagine that how soft feather like snowflakes falling on the oats. The world is mine. The title is The World Is Mine. The poet is Joy Lovelace Crawford. The rhyme scheme of the first stanza is A, B, C. The second stanza A, B, C, D. The third stanza A, B, C. And the last stanza, that is fourth, A, B, C. The favorite line: O God, forgive me when I whine. I am blessed, indeed the world is mine. The central idea. The theme of the poem tells us what we have blessed by the God. Whatever we have, we should be happy with those. The figure of speech, apostrophe, O God, forgive me. The poem opens our eyes for whatever we have blessed by the God and how we should thank to God. Two legs, two eyes, two ears, and everything. I like this poem because it shows the beauty of the nature. It let us imagine that how soft feather like snowflakes falling on the woods. The last poem is 4.3 O Captain, My Captain. The title is O Captain, My Captain. Poet is Walt Whitman. The rhymescapes we see A, B, C, D, E, D. My favorite line is Rise up for you, the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills. The theme of the poem tells us that the love between a poet and a captain has. While the whole nation is celebrating the victory of the battle, the speaker is mourning the loss of its great leader. We see the figure of speech in this poem is apostrophe. Special features of this poem. This poem is an elegy to the speaker's recently deceased captain. While whole nation is celebrating the victory of the battle, the speaker is mourning the loss of his great leader. The poem has a direct reference to the assassination of the Abraham Lincoln after the American Civil War was won. I like this poem because it shows the beauty of the nature. It let us imagine that how soft feather like snowflakes falling on the woods. So these all were the appreciations of the poem. So be steady with me and see. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel.